Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 43 of Thick and Thin with LB Duty and Hitman. Back from Venezuela, his favorite country, the destination for all destinations. It's a lovely resort.
That is a lie.
Good family atmosphere. Today on the show, we really have nothing to talk about. It's been a long vacation. We're bored, but we figured it's 2013 now. We haven't done a show since a year ago. So we figured we'd do the predictions for this year and just kind of talk about all the new shit that's coming. Because this is really the year of gaming. That's what I'm going to put right away. Bam. This is the year of gaming. Got E3 coming up. We've got new, hopefully, consoles on the horizon. The rumor of Steam finally putting out the box, which we called like a year ago. Did we not, LB? I think we did.
Oh, we did, but
that was all.
I just read something that it's not happening in 2013.
Damn it!
Go ahead.
We're still right. We're still right. Because it's happening. All we predicted was that it was happening. Anyway, with me as always, the man with the plan, Mr. LB SUTKE. What's up, bitch?
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the show.
Welcome back to the show. The Venezuelan / Canadian. Hitman, what's up, buddy? You're back.
Back into the civilization.
Right.
The jungle. Just coming back from the jungle.
Well, I was going to say, like, after hearing your story, and for the people that are not watching this live, he took a little story before. I pictured you, like, in Far Cry. Like, the game. Like, I thought about it for a little bit, and I was like, oh, it's like, so basically Venezuela's like Far Cry. It's the same thing.
Yeah,
like
basically.
On an island.
That's a good way of putting it.
It's like an RPG. You gotta, like...
Same location, everything.
Everything's the same.
Yeah.
How was your trip to Venezuela? Tell the people.
Overall, it was an alright trip, but like it wasn't the greatest of all time kind of trip. But it was good to see family. Spent New Year's and Christmas with my grandma.
Oh, that's cool.
And a couple of my cousins. But like the country is just in bad straits. Like conditions are bad. Everything's really expensive.
Oh, really?
And like I understand inflation and like shipping costs and everything, but like here's an example for like gamers. In Venezuela, they have to pay 5,100 bolivars for an Xbox 360.
Is that like Monopoly money or something like that? How does that work?
If you divide that at the exchange rate, that's $1,200.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Like, and just imagine everything in the country is the same price like that. Like everything's just overpriced.
No wonder they steal everything there.
But gasoline is basically free.
What? It's like a water fountain?
75 cents. Yeah. 75 cents to fill up a tank of gas in a Ford Explorer.
Wow.
What?
Yeah. 75 cents.
So what you're saying is we're eventually going to go to war with Venezuela. Is what you're saying? That's what you're saying. That's cool. It's fine. Makes sense.
Yeah.
So Venezuela is the Detroit of countries.
Yes, that's a good one.
Thank you. Thank you.
They have a very comparable murder rate.
Oh, wow. LB, what did you do? Did you get stabbed or anything over vacation? What'd you do?
I did not get stabbed.
Didn't get stabbed.
I didn't set anything on fire.
Nothing on fire.
I basically just chilled out with the kids and the family. And what did we do?
Did you do anything for New Year's? I remember I was texting on New Year's and you responded to me, so clearly you were awake.
No.
You didn't do anything? You're so boring.
Got kids.
Got kids. God, remind me never to do that.
No.
Yeah. I, on the other hand, went crazy, partied like an animal. No, I didn't really either. I went to a bar, got drunk, went home. That's what you do. Go to a bar, get drunk, go home. It was a good time, though. I mean, the Christmas was fun. I think we all did the Christmas thing, but, Christmas is pretty relaxed, too. I like it better when I don't have to, like, be with family for really long periods of time. That's my goal now with holidays is, like, you limit. The goal is, like, how little can we interact for a period of time and then go our separate ways.
Wow.
Yeah. And I accomplished that mission. It was actually pretty good. Can't complain.
Oh, well done.
Did anyone get any gifts? Any gaming gifts? Did you get anything, LB? Or no?
I didn't get anything.
Jesus! No one loves you in that house. Someone's got to get you something. Nothing? Candy, maybe? Some chocolates? Nothing. A hug? Papa needs a hug?
I got a hug.
Papa needs a hug.
I
Papa
did
needs
get
A hug?
I
One
did
hug.
get a hug.
Cheap-ass kids. God. What about you? Did you get anything for Christmas?
Yeah, I got a couple games for my Vita. Little Big Planet Vita.
Oh, that's cool.
Some movies, Forward Unto Dawn Blu-ray. I got that for my sister.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, just little things, nothing major.
I feel like we should give some stuff to LB because he lives in a broken home. Absolutely no one loves him there. It's fucking depressing. Well, I got some clothes. That's what I always get. I always want clothes. You know why? Because I don't like to go shop for myself. I don't want to actually go purchase clothes. So when other people buy me clothes, it's just that much easier. And then I'll always get like really skinny jeans, which makes me feel really good about myself because they don't see me as super fat, but none of them fit me because I'm super fat. Do you know what I'm saying? So I get them. I'm like, oh, wow, this is like a size like 32. And I'm like, I haven't seen that size in years, but I appreciate you thinking that I could wear those. And then I take them back. And I bust out the 36s and I cry like a little teenage girl. That's my Christmas. Anyway, so getting back on topic, this year is obviously the big year. So we'll do a little round table just to see exactly, before we even make any predictions or anything like that, what everyone is looking forward to. Obviously, I'll start because E3 is coming up, not too soon, but I'm already getting like the emails from it, put in my little app to go again for, I think, like the 7th year. But obviously, I can't wait to see this next Xbox. I feel like everyone can agree Halo 4 probably pushed things to the absolute max of what the Xbox can do. So I'm just really excited for a new platform. I'm not particularly interested in any game anymore. I just want to see something new. That's my whole gig. So for me personally, Xbox 720, I don't even know what they're going to call it, but that's the next frontier. And oddly enough, I was thinking yesterday how sad it is that like this Wii U, I hate going back to Wii U because I feel like we bash it every show, but it's like how of an event it was and how this whole year will be like we just pretend that Nintendo never came out with a new console. Because I remember thinking like, oh, I wonder if Nintendo's going to come out with a new console this year since Xbox is. And I was like, oh, wait, there is one. Never mind. Yeah, so it's kind of sad. But LB, what are you looking forward to?
I'm kind of hoping that Bungie comes out with their game to kind of see what it is and check it out and see if it's, that much different from Halo or what's going on with it. So,
you think we'll get an announcement at E3? You think they'll finally pop the cork?
Well, personally, I think it's going to launch with the next Xbox. That's you're going to have that and then the next COD game, but I think Bungie's going to be like, all right, here we go, day one. Buy our game.
That'll be
my only concern about both your predictions are what if they don't come out?
Yeah, but that's okay. Here, because don't we know that Halo is going to be out for the new 360 because they're doing a game every year, right? That's the new thing with 343.
No, they're not doing it every year. Are
so
they?
They're going to do a 2-year cycle?
No.
They're not Call of Dutying it?
No.
Because what would be really awesome is if both the new Bungie game came out and 343's Halo came out. That would be fucking awesome.
Head to
Wouldn't that
head,
be
mano
great?
y mano.
And then what if Bungie kicked their ass? That would almost be like, yeah, no, you're shitty. Like I feel like after that, there'd be like no way to recover because fans would be like, yeah, but then just Bungie's better. I think that would be cool. So they're not doing the yearly cycle though.
I haven't seen that. I haven't
okay.
seen.
I was wondering if they were
Halo
going to try to
5
do
in 2013. So.
But I know they're on the 3-year plan though, right? They're doing a trilogy as well. They signed on for a trilogy, correct?
I think they're doing a trilogy every 2 years. I think that's what they said.
I think it's still going to be a 2-year cycle for them.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not so bad. What about you, Hit? What's your go-to for this coming year? If you could pick one thing.
Can it be a game or like is that too?
No, it could be a game. Can't be Bellbee's
kind of really wanting to play Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah. See.
Yeah.
See, you're coming around because the last talk we had, you've realized. I've given you a little bit of a lesson. That game's exciting.
The game's
he
gonna
doesn't
have
like
a
it
lot of
because he's a dick.
things to do.
Yeah, there's a ton of shit. I'm speaking of games now. Before we move on, has anyone played Far Cry 3 other than me?
No.
Oh my god!
I
so
haven't, and
good.
I'm dying to play it. I've even set up my stream to start playing it, but I just haven't pushed the button.
I mean, I know. LB, did you play a Skyrim or anything or no?
No.
Oh, you didn't play Skyrim. Okay. Because I think if you've played Skyrim, you'll love Far Cry just because it's basically an FPS Skyrim. So most people that were like super addicted to that, they play Far Cry and they're like, oh, I get to shoot and there's no dragons. But it's okay. You don't need dragons because you're shooting people. And everyone knows that when you shoot people, much better gaming experience.
I heard the antagonist in that game's character of the year.
It's weird. It's weird because its biggest, the biggest gem isn't even the gameplay. It's for the first time ever. It's like having, voiceover work that actually I think is AAA quality. Because I feel like, I don't know, even in Star Wars, when me and LB played Star Wars together, the voice acting was good, but it still felt really cheesy. Don't you think? A little cheesy.
Well, I think, what the script they were pulling from was cheesy. I think they tried to sell it as best as they could. I just think, if you've got a pile of crap in front of you, you're going to regurgitate the crap.
Yeah,
so.
right. So, yeah, if you haven't played it yet, this is just my own personal thing. Go out there and get it. I had no intention of buying the game. I actually really didn't even care too much. I played it a little bit last summer at E3, and I was like, oh, this is really interesting. They're kind of doing something different. And then I just was bored. And I was like, I'm going to buy it. It's on, when I get it on Steam or something. I can't remember. I got it for the PC. I didn't even get it for the Xbox. And it's gorgeous. I mean, and this is one of the big signals for 2013. I mean, when you start seeing these games, if you own a PC, if you're lucky enough to not be shackled by an Xbox 360 and play that shitty thing, and you have a real PC, you'll absolutely be blown away with how these graphics are progressing. And so when I see these graphics, immediately what comes to mind is like, can't wait till I can get this on, my 55-inch in the living room. Like get, these crisp sort of graphics. And I'm hoping that's what we'll see in 2013. What are you guys playing this year now in the 13s? What have you been doing, LB?
Halo.
Oh, I'm like depressed. I saw your post. It's a really good post, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, give a little backstory on that because I agree with you, man.
Well, I mean, look, I've been playing a lot.
Have you?
I played a lot over the break.
Okay, that's good.
I'm like at a 118 right now. There are a lot of guys at 130, but I've put in a lot of time.
Right.
And, I play the whole thing pretty much. I'll play Big Team, I'll play Dominion, Slayer, whatever. And I like the game, but I'm really getting tired of the freaking maps.
Yeah, that seems to be the biggest thing.
Because pretty much the same maps get voted for time and time again. And, some guys can play Haven 8 times in a row and they're fine.
Yeah.
No, I'm not one of them.
Right.
I want to switch it up, but then you try to switch it up or do whatever and you don't get it. So you need that. The DLC, yeah, I can go into the DLC and play it, but, the maps are meh. I'm
really?
Like, all right. I played them, they're okay, but they've got to get more maps out there. They need to get maybe some more of the community maps out there. There's still 2 maps on the freaking disc.
That's crazy.
They still haven't. I'm like, come on.
Yeah, you've got it.
Really?
3 really, yeah.
And the thing is like, well, or from what I've heard or from what I've read, is that the split screen dudes are having an issue. Sorry. Who's
playing split screen still? Who's doing this? 3 people? Three people in Venezuela. 3 people in Venezuela are playing.
I don't know why they don't just make a separate playlist where you're not allowed guests and you include the Forge maps.
Yeah,
it's simple fix.
Yeah,
there you go.
So basically, what you're saying, LB, is that it's do or die, right? It's do or die.
Yeah, this next map pack. Listen, you can't just release this next map pack and think, okay, we're fine.
Right.
Those maps better be freaking spectacular. You need another title update, not some little title update. It needs to be major. You've got to finish the rest of the crap that's going on. You've got to nerf some of the stuff. You got to get out new maps.
Ranks, yeah.
And you got to refresh the goddamn playlist that we get to choose from because I'm tired of it.
Wow.
I think it's too late.
You think it's too late? I mean, it's funny because here's a guy like LB. He says he's been playing all the time. It's not like you're not the guy. You're not like me sitting in the background throwing spitballs or anything. No. That's me. I'm kind of the antagonist when it comes to Halo. But I'm
in the mix.
You're in the mix. You're there. You're in the shit. And I think it's funny when you say they need more maps. Isn't it really an issue of quality over quantity? Because I think everyone you talk to seems, and every time you even say it, it like rings in my head. Haven's great. Like that's all I hear. Well, at least Haven's great. But it's like you get this. It's one map. Literally, it's like maybe 1 or 2 maps. Everything else seems to be shit. I mean, is that what it's really coming down to? Is that they can't seem to fucking make a map?
Well, I mean, I'll give them
They have
four
the
maps.
maps.
Well, yeah, they've got more maps that they could put out that are, I would say, on Haven quality.
Yeah.
You know, that you can do it. But I mean, still, even if you have 4 maps, I'm sorry,
Not enough.
it's not enough.
Yeah.
I don't care what you do, it's not enough. And I don't know. And what frustrated me more is it's my own fault because I'm following a lot of the 343 people on Twitter, you know, and then they're like a couple weeks out from New Year's or even like a week before Christmas. They're like, yeah, we're heading out to vacation. Woo! And, you know, I'm not saying they don't deserve it because, you know,
Yeah, I've been working pretty hard.
60, 70-hour weeks. I get that.
Right.
But I'm like, really?
Well, you would want some nice changes before the vacation to have something to play during your own vacation.
You know, and they've got the whole Virgin Gaming thing challenge, and I thought that might kind of hold me over for a while, but I'm like, no, because it's just rotating the existing playlist, and I'm like, you're not even going to put anything new? And that's a whole nother thing that I got more stuff on. So
wow, we can do another show about this. I mean,
yeah.
I literally just wanted to know what you were playing over holidays, and you went into a fucking down with 343 tirade. What about you? Well, you were on vacation. You didn't play anything, right?
I played my Vita, actually. I took my Vita down with me. Watched a bunch of movies. I beat Uncharted for Vita.
How was Uncharted for Vita? I've heard it was actually pretty good quality for handheld.
The Vita?
Yeah. I mean, Uncharted specifically. I heard it was really good.
It's like a portable PS3. It's really...
Wow.
I really like it. You just got to have the right games for it.
You should buy me one.
Uncharted was good. I liked it. Call of Duty's crap.
Really?
Yeah. I heard it was bad, and then I played it, and I'm like, holy shit, they were right.
I love that you heard it was crap, but you had to pay the money to ensure that it was shitty.
It came with the Vita. I'm like, no wonder.
That's when you know it's shit. When they just pawn that crap off on you, they're like, oh no, it's free, it's great. You're like, oh no, this is gonna be shit. And it was shit. Well, I mean, you know, I've always felt that way about handhelds anyway. I don't think a handheld's really meant for a shooter. There was one, like, I think it was Metroid. And I can't remember which version it was that came out. There was actually a quality Metroid. What was that one, the Game Boy that had like the stylus on it? Or do they all now? Am I not in the know anymore?
Yeah, they all have it.
It's not. Yeah,
and they started from the DS?
Maybe DS, yeah, the early DS. But yeah, I just feel like it doesn't work very well. Anyway, so that's what we've been playing. Personally, I'm addicted to Far Cry now. So I'm gonna go back to that and say, hey, LB, you want a kick-ass map to shoot things on? How about a giant island called Venezuela? How about that? How about them apples?
Is the game in Venezuela?
No, but it is for this for the purpose of the show. Yes. For the purpose of the show, it is in fact in Venezuela. Yeah. And I saw you there. So there you go.
Because Uncharted was in Venezuela, and I was like freaking out.
Oh, wow. Maybe it isn't. I don't even know. They're just supposed to be on some island. I don't know. You fight boars and shit, and you kill deer, and it's fucking great. It's like, why go outside anymore? There's no reason. No reason.
One good thing about this time of year, you get a lot of like Game of the Year results and from different publishers and stuff like that. I being here so much about Far Cry 3. Like, I want to try it real bad. I'm hearing really good things.
Yeah, just go do it, dude. Plus, there's nothing to do. Here's the thing, and this is why this show is so boring right now. There's no games that come out like for the next like 4 months. Like gaming now from like this point until what, like March?
Grand Theft Auto.
Grand Theft Auto. That's like the only one. It's just like this dry spot. I was looking at the releases like last week. Actually, yesterday I did the podcast with Derek on his show. And, you know, we were looking at new releases. It was like Foo Bunny Killers 3 for the Japanese Xbox. What? What? And there's nothing. There's just nothing. So it's like gaming is going to be boring now. And the sad part is like all these games are supposed to hold us over, but like kind of going to what LB was talking about with Halo, like I feel like nothing can hold people over anymore. There's like not a lot of like interesting shit, right? It's like Halo 4, Call of Duty, right? You get those two. And then outside of that, you're like, oh, okay. Which is why like Far Cry was like, I'm kind of now that everything's kind of done and we've got the new year kicking in, I'm actually just going out and buying games. Like the Far Cry thing for me wasn't because I was super interested in Far Cry. It's because I was like, well, I'm kind of done with Halo now. And I'm not going to buy the new Call of Duty. So I guess I'll try some new games. I bought
Did you buy Walking Dead?
I did not buy Walking Dead, but I will say this: that is my next purchase.
Better be.
Again,
Wait a minute. Did you download the first episode that was free that I told you about?
Oh, no,
and the other episodes were on sale for $2.50, so you could have got the whole game for $10.
Okay, let's calm down. I did not do any of those things.
Ah, you are the devil.
Whoa, it's true. I am the devil. No, but I'm gonna eventually buy all of it. It's just that I'm not ready to buy it now, but I will. That's my next purchase. But I bought Far Cry 3. I bought The Secret World. I re-downloaded Star Wars again. That's how bored I am with gaming. I don't know. So speaking of how boring gaming is now, let's go into the future and talk about what might or might not happen. Now, we know for sure, at least we're pretty damn sure, the new Xbox will come out. What is the news, LB, on the Steam thing? Because that was my big prediction, and right before the show, you crushed my dreams. So what's the deal with the Steam thing?
Well, okay, so on Engadget, was it Engadget? Yeah, I think it's Engadget. I don't know.
It doesn't matter.
Okay, I just read the article, like, seriously, like, just before the show.
Oh, it's bumming me out.
And the same guy from Valve that was talking to that German magazine X about, a little while ago, we're doing a Valve box and hardware and blah, blah, blah. He's like, look, it's true. Yes, we are going to be doing Valve hardware.
Which we called.
Yes, we have... we intend to get it out on your TV in your living room.
Called that too.
But he's like, we have nothing to announce for 2013.
This is the perfect time.
And there was no, he was like, let me be clear.
Oh, don't do
nothing to announce for 2013.
Don't do that. You know what? Here's the thing about Valve, though. There's such sneaky fuckers over there.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like they're going to get up on stage and be like, we have nothing to announce this year for 2000, except for this fucking box. Oh, look at it.
I hope they do that, but Half-Life 3.
See, this was
to kind of go along with that.
That was my big prediction, dude.
Well, with CES just, happening this week, you have this Piston computer. Have you seen it?
I saw. That's
Piston?
what got my my titties hard. Was the
so
Piston thing.
I think, well, apparently there are multiple versions of it.
Interesting.
Now, this version that, everybody's showing is kind of not necessarily the really super high end.
Right, that's the mini one, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think, this is going to be your box, but it might be like a different little bit version, like a more hyped up version. But apparently the stupid Piston thing is $1,000.
Oh, no. Valve. No.
I'm like...
$1,000.
What are you doing?
No.
And it's got some good stats. It's not like it's like a...
Well, I would assume it's pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, it's nice, but $1,000.
Here's the thing about that, and this is why it's so crazy. They've already released their beta version of their TV UI,
right?
Which is the name is escaping me now. Something The Big Show, or I don't know, something retarded.
Yeah.
So they've got that right. You can go buy a high-end PC rig, like a kick-ass rig right now, for less than $1,000. We're talking about like a full-on PC with Windows 8 and all that bullshit. Now, if you've already got the UI, you can literally just put that computer, throw a controller onto it. You've got a Steam box. That's that's the way this is supposed to work. This platform is you can take it anywhere. It can be anything, right? So why would one fork over a G for a tiny little box when you could just go buy a computer? Get the same thing.
I don't know. That's exactly what I'm thinking. I'm like, well, maybe you're thinking, well, people don't want the traditional big case of a computer out there, and they got the OU or OYA coming out, or it's, looking around there, blah, blah, blah. It's still $1,000.
Yeah, it goes into like the whole Apple mentality of like, you're buying a PC because of the way it looks, not what's inside. That's why I always hate Apple when it comes to like PC. Like, you buy a MacBook because it's sexy and your kids think you're a hipster and you run around on a tricycle because you're a total loser. That's what I think about Apple, by the way. Just summed it up in like 2 sentences. And that's what I think it is. Like, you're paying a G for because you got a box instead of just go buy a computer for $600. It's going to be probably twice as fast as this tiny box. You put it next to your computer, you put the Linux thing on there, you're good to go. Don't even need Windows. Put Linux on there. It runs on Linux. Valve specifically is designing for Linux.
Yep.
You're done. I don't know. Well, for me, my prediction, unfortunately, my big, huge prediction, which has now been fucking destroyed by you, the killer of dreams and happiness. was what Hit said was that Valve was not only going to release it, but they were going to release the console with Half-Life 3. And that might not be true in 2013, but I will say this. If Valve releases this console in 2014 and it has Half-Life 3 on it, the world will explode.
Will you pay $1,000 for it? You will pay $1,000 for it.
Half-Life 2 is possibly my most favorite game of all time. It's so far up there. Like, I don't know if I'd rather play that or like original GoldenEye. That's like up there. I mean, it is like one of the best crafted games of all time.
It got Game of the Decade at the VGAs.
Yeah, but you want to know why?
It's a really good game.
It's fucking really good. Because it's really fucking good. LB, have you played Half-Life 2?
Parts?
Oh, Jesus. How do you live? No wonder no one hugs you or gives you gifts. Why would they?
I'm not. Listen, it wasn't multiplayer, right?
Yeah.
Counter-Strike.
Yeah.
That was the multiplayer.
It was. Yeah. Well, for me, and that's why I think this game is so good, because I am entrenched in the multiplayer culture. I hate single-player games. I played the shit out of Half-Life 2. For its time. The problem is now, if you've missed that era and you go back and play Half-Life 2, unless you already played it, you won't like it. If you've already played it and you go back and play it, you'll still like it. It's weird like that because it's that nostalgia feel. But I don't know, dude. If they did a Steam box with Half-Life 3, I'd be
I don't think they'll do that. Like, that can be your prediction, but
no,
I think they're gonna end up announcing Half-Life 3 this year, maybe E3, probably for like 14.
Something. Yeah, I feel like they need something just because I think if they are going to come out with hardware, if LB's right, well, obviously LB's right. If the end goal is they're saying, we've definitely got a box and we're building it. They need some hype to try to die down on them. You know, they want to try to squelch as much of the Microsoft, because aren't they going to fall into the same, issues that Sony had going against Microsoft and being a year late to the party? I mean, I feel like, earliest to go is usually the one that wins. No.
But I don't think you're really going to be like going head to head per se.
It's weird, right?
Because I don't know. I still associate Valve with PC gaming, even though you're probably going to have a controller. You're probably going to be able to plug it into your TV. I don't know. I still have that separation between the two. I say yes, it's going to be games and they're going to still be competing, but it's on different levels.
Yeah, doesn't it, in a weird way, doesn't it feel like if you buy the Steam box, like you're not, I don't know, it's like your Xbox, it's like it's still a different experience. I 100% agree with you. It still feels like, oh, I'm just moving my PC into my living room. Even though that's what your Xbox 360 is. It's the same thing. There's some like weird mental deal where you're like, oh, well, I'm not buying two consoles. That would be retarded. I'm not going to do that. No,
I'm not an idiot. Come on.
I'm not some sort of an asshole. I'm just moving my PC into my living room. That's all.
Will the Steam box be powerful enough to play Half-Life 3 though?
Well, I would assume so.
Well, okay. Well, just for that, these are your base stats on, I guess, their lower one. It's a quad-core 64-bit x86 base processor, up to 8 gigs of DDR3 RAM, and an SSD as large as a terabyte.
Wow.
And it supports and displays up to resolutions of 4096 by 2160.
That's fucking high.
Yeah.
Well, we don't know what
and
the
they
graphics
also
card
said
is.
that you'll be able to open it up because, like, the motherboard is weird. It's not.
Oh, I saw that picture of it. Looks fantastic.
They haven't cut it up in like actually 3 sections. They've redone the motherboard. So they said you're going to be able to upgrade it. So if you need more RAM or a faster processor, I guess you can just pop out that part of the motherboard and click in the next thing.
Oh, it's fucking brilliant, dude. It's brilliant, guys.
It makes sense. It's the way it should be.
Now let me ask you this prediction-wise, and we'll look even further since we're doing predictions.
Right.
Do you think that when this piece of hardware launches, that it will be able to take over Microsoft or Sony? Do you think it will command that much of a presence because of the upgradability, extending the lifespan? I mean, I know $1,000 is a lot to put down. Don't get me wrong. That's a lot of money. Will people jump to that? It's not really a Christmas gift. You know what I mean? It's like it's too much to be like a.
Yeah.
It's a weird.
I don't think that this generation.
Right.
It's too much, dude. If they truly we want to knock off Microsoft, that thing needs to be at most top end
$500,
$600.
Yeah,
I'll give them
$600. $6 okay, I think.
But I mean, top end $600. That is your top of the line super stroke master.
I like that, by the way.
You know, it's yeah. You can't go $1,000 because like mommy and daddy, for the most part, are not going to plop down $1,000 for like it's still a pretty good system.
Right.
Look, when the PlayStation 3 came out, that thing was like what, $700?
No,
$699 or something like that.
No, didn't we have like an argument about this like a couple shows ago on what the price point was of the? I thought we had an argument about that.
I think like it might have been $499.
No, way more.
No
way
way.
more.
Way more than that.
Whoa.
To the internet, LB. To the
To
internet.
the internet.
This is why I love a live show, because we immediately go to the internet. So LB's going to research that.
All right.
But I will say this. The Neo Geo, everyone remembers that. Way back in the day. When they first released, it was $600. Now remember the time frame. I think this was like, what, early 90s? Mid 90s maybe? And it fucking died. And it was like way more powerful than any other system. It was like, remember like TurboGrafx 16? That's another example.
Yeah.
That was crazy money. And it was great. Didn't have a lot of games, which was another thing that made it fail, but it was too expensive. They killed themselves because of the market pricing. LB, what'd you find in your research?
It came out in two forms.
Okay.
One for $499 and one for $599.
What was the form difference?
I think you're talking hard drive,
hard drive
size
space?
and I got to go to the wiki page now.
$499 is not. That's fine.
No, but I mean the $591.
Most people bought the
$599
5. That's like buying the arcade version of the 360. No one bought it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, nobody bought
Nobody
that
bought
thing.
that shit. It's like, oh, do you want like a flash drive that holds like just your memory maybe, and then it fucking dies? No one bought that.
Yeah.
Shit. But I mean, still, $1,000 for a system is a lot to ask. And I think the way they're gonna kind of pitch that is, well, it's not just a system; it's a full PC. But no one needs that in their living room. No one needs that in their living room.
When you say that to the mass market, oh, it's a full PC. Oh, you mean I can just go and buy a program and put it on it?
Right.
It's
Yeah.
Linux.
It's Linux.
Not really.
It's like they're pricing themselves out of market. Just
That.
it seems odd to me.
Yeah.
Maybe the price will come down. We don't know. I mean, I in terms of predictions, I think if they can get the pricing right and they release with Half-Life, that's for me, that is so paramount to the success of this system. If they do that, they really can put themselves in a huge. Because here's the thing. This is what it all comes down to. It's not just Half-Life. It's not just the Steam box. It's the fact that you bring your Steam library already to the table. And unlike an Xbox or whatever that is constricted by whatever its hardware can do, those games can look just as good, if not better. These older games, full resolution, maxed out on your TV. Oh man, that's a big deal. You bring in a library of thousands of PC titles, many of them AAA. Call of Duty's on there. All those things are on there. So, and not to mention, obviously, your friends. That's the final piece of the puzzle. And Steam's always been building. I mean, the Steam community is huge. It's got millions of people. I think it's over 1 million. You're immediately bringing those friends to the table. You're bringing old games to the table. Already going to have backwards compatibility, a whole library of games, and then you kind of push that all through. The icing on the top, Half-Life 3. That's a winner. I don't know. I'd buy it. I'd buy 2 of them, LB. One for eBay, the second for eBay.
I have a prediction.
What's your prediction?
This is a pretty safe one.
Oh, God.
Nintendo has a terrible year.
Why you gotta shit on Nintendo?
Cause man, look, Xbox is coming out. Well, theoretically, PlayStation 4 is coming out. The Wii U sucks already. This is a bad year to be an investor in Nintendo.
So your prediction is that Nintendo crumbles and is bought out by the Ouya.
I think it's going to be like a GameCube kind of year where it comes out, it's not selling. They need to pump out something soon.
Wow. But that's hard because it's a brand. You know, has Nintendo really ever had a bad system? Wouldn't this be their first bad system?
Well, the GameCube wasn't like spectacular.
GameCube didn't do very well.
Badly,
64 only did slightly better.
I owned a GameCube.
Yeah, so did I.
That's all I'm saying. I feel like
I didn't.
You didn't.
No.
You don't want to know why? Because you're a man.
'Cause-
Yeah, men don't GameCube. This is what I found out. This is why I never used it. Although Mario Kart on GameCube was fantastic.
It was.
Putting that out there. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's a rough prediction, but I have to go with you on this. I don't think Nintendo is gonna. I'm not saying that they can't recover because they are Nintendo. They seem to be able to. I thought they were dead before the actual Wii, and then they came out with the Wii, and I was like, holy shit, I didn't even know that. And I'm like a dumbass, and I bought one. So yeah, I mean, they have the ability to seem to rise from the ground and attract new people all the time. Maybe they'll do something new. Problem is, I don't think anyone's buying this Wii U. Like anybody, I don't know. I don't know anyone.
They made too many mistakes. The name is the first mistake they made.
First and biggest.
Yeah.
First and biggest.
Completely confused your consumers.
Yeah. They don't even know what they're buying. They think they're buying like
Yeah.
a Kinect version of like what they've got. Yeah, that was a huge mistake. What about you, LB? Any good predictions for the coming year? I mean, there's so much stuff.
Pretty much. Yeah, I mean, we've pretty much already kind of talked about it. I mean, through some of the CES stuff. I mean, did you see this NVIDIA?
Oh, their new Shield?
Yeah.
Now, I got a prediction for you with the Shield.
All right, here we go.
I looked at the Shield and said to myself, do we really need this? Do you really think, for me, the Shield is a flop before it even releases? I just don't see the reasoning behind putting something like that into the marketplace. Are they trying to compete with cell phones? Is that the deal? It's like this middle ground. It's like a Vita-ish, because it runs on Android, right? So it's part of that marketplace.
Right. I don't think they're trying to compete against cell phones. I think they're trying to compete against like Vitas and Game Boys.
Yeah.
But you're going with it's kind of like that next step up. You have the Vita, you have the Game Boy, but now you have Android. So not only are you going to be able to play games, not only are you going to have a real controller to use.
I did like that idea as well. The collapsible controller. That was pretty cool.
It's a real controller.
Yeah.
You're not some just on the screen. You're not some funky side to sides. It's it. I think they're trying to be the premier handheld. Is my assumption of it, or what I gather out of it.
Are they really going to come out, though?
Oh, it's coming out. They don't have a release date or anything, but didn't you
it's not
feel
coming
like... Do you know what it reminded me of? What was that cell phone that came out? I can't remember.
The Nokia.
The Nokia.
Yeah.
N-Gage, whatever it is.
N-Gage, there you go. I took one look at this unit, and I was like, so it's an N-Gage? Why are we doing this? We know this sucks.
They already have the Xperia right now. The Xperia Play.
Oh, do they? I don't know. To me, it just felt that's what it feels like.
Handhelds is the worst market to
I
get
think
into.
I think that market's screwed. And I don't blame anyone other than cell phones. I mean, I feel like I understand that there's this weird in between market now where like you can still have a DS and it's okay to have one, but the reality is you get a pretty good experience off your iPhone. Hell, you get an iPad, you can play Walking Dead, one of the best games that have come out.
Yeah,
that's right on your iPad. Do you
not
really
even? It's on your iPhone too.
Yeah. Do people really need this? Let me say this, LB, prediction wise. Do you predict yourself buying something like this for yourself? Yeah, that hurts, doesn't it?
Again, it comes down to the whole cost thing.
Yeah.
If it's
how much?
If it's under 200.
Oh, there's no way.
I agree with you. I'm just saying, if it's under 200, I'd think about it. If they're like, yes, it's going to be $399, I'm going to be like, fuck you. I've got the 360 coming out.
Yeah, I'm buying a new console.
I wouldn't even spend $50 on that thing.
Yeah,
$50. Yeah, you want it like in a gumball machine where you kind of just turn the thing.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, dude, I got a Shield.
Well, the arm comes out and
yeah, exactly.
comes down and claps it.
Oh, Shield! I don't want another.
Look, I want a Shield.
Exactly. I mean, it's funny to see companies going into this marketplace, and it's in terms of, again, predictions. My big prediction is the opposite of what this is, and that's why I find this stuff so odd. Like, I predict that these handhelds will be dead in the next, I'm saying 5 years, but 2013 is such a big year, I think, for mobile. Not just because of the games, but because the internet is moving to mobile. Communications are all mobile now. And games just follow suit. I mean, everyone is, and coming from a guy who does front end work, I mean, that's what I do for a real job, is work on front ends of websites. Everything we're doing is pushing it to mobile, get all the information onto a mobile platform. And, it's not like no one sees this. It's like an industry standard. It's known. Everything's going mobile. So when I see these handhelds, yes, they're mobile, but they've got to do more than just serve games. I think that's what it comes down to. And I noticed they've got their apps. I saw a couple things with like the Facebook and the Twitter and all this other stuff. Of course, they're going to put that into a system like this, but do you need it? You've already got a cell phone. That's, for me, I see this market shrinking and not growing. So when this was announced, I was really like, why? Who wanted this? Did anyone ever want this? I don't know.
I think it's just, it's kind of like that because right now, another thing, one of the articles that I was reading about for predicting for 2013, his big thing was like the FPS on mobile, and I'm like, no.
Who is that guy?
No, it's on GamesBeat. The writer is Dean Takahashi.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Dean's wrong.
And that was one of his things. He's like, FP3 is going to take over the mobile. And I'm like, no, it's not. No. Because, like all of us, we want that precise control.
Right.
And I have, like on my phone right now, I have a zombie game that I would actually consider, you know what? The responsiveness is pretty good. But I'm like, I'm still not going to play Halo on it if it comes out. Because it's not going to be the same thing. I want to be able to move and place my shots where I'm going to do. And I don't want to be like, oops, it's kind of reading my thumb, and I just, took it in the ass because it didn't read that.
Right.
So, no.
I have a shitload of mobile first-person shooters on my phone,
right.
And, they don't play well with the screen.
They can't.
But if they had, a controller that I could play with, they might be decent to play with, but then you got the whole problem of I got to carry around a fucking controller now.
No one wants that. The whole idea, and I always find that odd too when they try to tack on this extra hardware. The idea of doing mobile in the first place is to not have these confining things. The reason mobile works so well like it does now is because once it moved to a touchscreen, you didn't have to have any of these things anymore. It's thin, it's slim, it goes in your pocket, you pull it out, you play some video games on it. You don't want to I see a lot of these gadgets where like, oh, I pull out my phone. Oh, then I pull out this attachment and I screw it in and clip it. And no one's doing that. Maybe a couple people do it, but it's not going to be mass appeal. You know what I mean? I don't know. So LB, we crushed your dream.
No, I'm with you.
It's official. The NVIDIA Shield is going to fail.
Wow.
Yeah, I said that. I'm sorry.
It comes out.
It's going down, dude. One of my other my final prediction. And it's only because I've been seeing this. And everyone knows I'm in the MMO world. That's where I live. I do MMOs. And I don't know if I think you were listening to something else when I was saying this, LB, but I downloaded The Secret World. And I also re-downloaded Star Wars and started playing that again. Yeah, I know. What? And the reason, and I'll say this right now, and this is my prediction. And this is part of my prediction. Yeah, I know. Almost all MMOs by the end of 2013 will be free to play. I think we have finally, ever since Guild Wars 2 came out and Star Wars went free to play, that was the nail in the coffin for subscription-based models, period. I don't think we're going to see them. I mean, if we do, I think they will be maybe mildly successful like most MMOs for a month or two, and then they'll eventually switch to free to play. But I think we are finally in 2013 done with subscription models, which I'm all for. I played Secret World for a while. You buy it once, play it forever. They have a cash shop. If you really want to get out there and spend money, you can, but you really aren't forced to. I mean, if done right, free to play really is the best way to get people's money. If you're super invested in the game, then you invest in the game. If you're not super invested in the game, don't pay anything. And I love, for me, the box price where you actually buy the game. That seems fair to me. I'm giving the developer money because I am playing their game. I have the initial purchase, but from that point forward, if I want to continue playing the game, I can. If I want to invest more in the game, then I can as well. So that's my big prediction in terms of how gaming is moving forward as an industry within the MMO field. No more subscription-based model. I think Blizzard might be the only ones left, and that's only because they command such a large audience. But that's why they can do that, because people still play WoW. And a follow-up prediction, Blizzard will finally announce their next MMO. 2013. That's my feeling. Because I feel like WoW is finally taking that downturn.
It's
You guys getting two predictions in here. This is
two
bullshit.
predictions. I'm all over this prediction. Does anyone have any industry predictions too to cap off the show? I mean,
Hit, do you want to go or do you want to
No, go ahead.
I'm going to go. This is my thing.
Okay.
I think Xbox is going to get rid of their subscription base to play multiplayer games. Now, I think you'll be able to keep your gold account,
Right.
but then you'll be able to have stuff like access to their music. You might be able to do streaming of movies and shows from their Xbox service with that subscription. But to play multiplayer games, I think you're not going to have to pay for it.
Interesting. Now, why would you even make that a prediction? Because I mean, for me, that's kind of what allows them to, I guess, keep their service going. But I mean, we are seeing more ads. We're seeing things come up on the dashboard, even though we're paying. They've got sort of that model is kicking up, which I always felt really slighted by. Like, why do I see ads if I'm paying for a service? I never liked that. So what kind of
that's
points
kind of part of it, because I think, even though PS3 doesn't have the same audience that Xbox does, you can still play their games multiplayer for free.
Right.
And like you said, more games are going to go to the free-to-play model. And Xbox would have to do something with the next games that is so revolutionary. Multiplayer is not it anymore.
No, it's really not.
Not the draw where it's like, well, I can play multiplayer, so I'm going to pay for it.
Right.
That's not the draw anymore. So they've got to move on to something else. There's got to be something, their big hook to pull you in, and that's not it anymore. So I think that is why they're going away from that portion of the model, that you're not going to have to pay for multiplayer, that their gold subscription or whatever they're going to call it is going to be something a whole lot more.
Well, like maybe more like service based.
entertainment-based.
Yeah, entertainment based. Yeah, because I mean the big draw right now with the Xbox is like Netflix, and like it's out of gaming. It's outside of gaming. Gaming's like the side show almost at this point.
Well, I mean, even with that though, they're kind of screwing themselves, because like with my PS3, I don't have to pay to watch Netflix on my PS3.
Right.
I have to pay for my gold account to watch Netflix on my 360.
You know what's crazy about that too? I bought a TV over Christmas break because my TV finally went shitty.
Yeah.
Built into my TV, got a plasma. Built into it, Netflix.
Yep.
Built into the TV.
Nope.
I used to turn on my Xbox so my friends thought that I maybe would play a game at some point. But now I don't even tantalize them with my Xbox turning on. I just there's a Netflix button on my, I got it right here. Netflix button. Look at that. Right there, Netflix.
Yeah.
Click that button. I'll watch Netflix.
Oh.
Done.
That's kind of dumb how they put a button on it.
Isn't that weird? They got a button on there? It's actually the most convenient shit ever. You're watching a TV show and you're like, I'm bored, Netflix. It's great. So I kind of agree with you there. I feel like, why are we paying all this money? I never understood in the first place, but more and more every day I understand it less. I have no idea what the $50 a year or whatever we pay for this service is for.
Yeah.
I don't know. Communication? I don't know. Seems ridiculous. And you're right. I mean, once these hardware companies start coming out with their new systems and everyone knows everything's free to play, everything's, try what you want, buy when you want, that sort of service program, it kind of puts them at a disadvantage. I don't know. Mm-hmm. That's an interesting prediction, LB. I would like to revisit this in the coming years. I should say. What about Hit? You got anything for me?
I can't think of anything major specific, so I'm going to go with a little bit of a crazy idea. I'm going to go and do a quick run by of the year, of how our year is going to go down.
This is great.
Here we go.
Wow.
Grand Theft Auto, BioShock are going to take over our lives in the first half.
BioShock, I agree with.
And Grand Theft Auto. Walking Dead Season 2 comes out in the summer, just as good as the first one. E3 comes out, Xbox, PlayStation get announced. I'm going to go with Sony winning the press conference battle.
Wow.
Just slightly edging it over.
What just fucking happened?
I think Xbox is going to come out in November along with PlayStation 4, and the launch titles are going to be Battlefield 4, Watch Dogs, and Bungie's new game.
Wow.
End of the year.
Damn. I got to say, bro. I kind of agree with a lot of what you're saying.
There. Well done.
It's interesting thing you bring up the Sony. We didn't even talk about this in terms of predictions. I don't know why we never hit this, but like, do you think Sony has a chance now? Like, you obviously believe it.
Only because of the streaming service. I think it's going to put it over the edge.
Really?
Yeah, that company they bought and whatever they have planned is going to put them over the edge at E3.
Right, just in terms of the announcements, like if you, who won
I
what.
see Xbox coming out with, here's a new machine, everything's better and faster. Here's Kinect 2.0, everything's better and faster. Nothing new. But PlayStation's going to be like, well, we got all the same things, but we also have this cool streaming service. So we'll see. I don't know.
What do you think about that? LB's giving a little bit of a smirk. Do you think, I know you're giving you got to remember though, PlayStation used to be the big top dog, so it's not like they've never been there before.
Right.
You still think
well, I think, when the 360 comes out, it's not going to be their thing or their catchphrase is not going to be just for games. It's going to be, they're marketing this to be the end all, replacing what you have at home to watch, play, listen to, anything in your house.
Right.
I think they're going to come out with contract announcements with different studios, with different cable companies, with different
NHL,
service providers.
NFL, all that jazz.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I think they're going to push for the big thing, and you aren't going to have a cable box,
right?
That your Verizon, your AT&T, and maybe even Comcast, you're going to use this to access their, cable television or their satellite television. I can see them even getting in bed with Direct to do it that way, because it's the same damn thing.
It is.
So I think that is going to be their big thing to counteract Sony's I've got a streaming service. You know?
That's a good prediction, bro. In fact, I'll take your prediction as my final cap off of the night even further. Yeah. I think if I think I've said this before too. I think you've talked about this. I think if they want to survive, and especially with Steam kind of coming up from behind a little bit, I feel they need to sell Xbox Live as a service and get away from the hardware. Still sell hardware because Microsoft does that, but I want to be able to use Xbox Live on this Windows 8 machine I have sitting right next to me now, the one I'm recording the show on. I want to then take my library and I want to go in the living room and I want to play it there. And I want to stream here, and when I'm done watching my show here on my Xbox, I want to watch it here in my living room. I want to watch it in my room. I want to take that Xbox Live experience and bring it. If you really want to be in the household, you need to cover the whole household. And so my thing with the Xbox for the next generation is total control over every single PC in your house via Xbox Live. Now, whether that's done as a software, it always was weird to me that Microsoft is a software company and yet they've locked themselves to their own hardware. It always didn't sit well with me. So I think it's for the future, and Steam is really the one that can do this now. But I think what we'll see out of Microsoft is maybe a little bit more of that cross-platform, trying to really make sure that if you buy a PC in your house and you've got Windows on it, that you have an ability to access your library and access all of those things right from that library. That's my my final say. Anyway, that's going to wrap it up for this week's episode. Next week we'll be here 6:30 p.m. Central Time. Hopefully, usually we're here like 7 because we slack off for like a half hour. Things break. Anyway, come back here, say hello to us. LB, where can they find you?
You can find me at Twitter at LBSUTKE or Xbox Live at LBSUTKE or...
Oh my God!
I never play any games on it, but the PlayStation Network at LBSUTKE.
He never plays any games on it, people. Never plays any games. It's the Venezuela of consoles. No one ever goes there.
It is. Absolutely.
Exactly. Hit, where can they find you?
Follow me at Twitter at i6hitman. Same thing for Xbox and PlayStation. And I have a live streaming channel again.
No way.
What?
Twitch.tv/Watchtower Games.
Watchtower Games. Soon to be banned.
Yes.
Watchtower Games.
Rebrand.
I am Joel Dude I Rock Albert. You can find me at Twitter at DOODIROCK. Facebook, same thing. Xbox Live, same thing, but I don't use it anymore. If there was a Netflix thing, you could find me there. I am on Steam Dude I Rock as well, so you can actually hit me up. I do play PC games. That's pretty much all I play. If not, we'll see you guys next week. Remember to follow on the YouTube channel. This comes out every Friday on YouTube and gets on the homepage of tooltoplay.com. But also follow us on Twitch. Tell your friends. We are such awesome people that it's ridiculous that you don't follow us every single day. We spout knowledge on a continuous 24-hour basis. You're missing out.
We spew the future.
We spew the few. Sure. There you go. We'll see you guys all next week. Thanks for coming in. Later.
Later.
See you guys.